if I ever leave this world alive. Well, thank you for the things you did in my life.
What's up, YouTube? Human desire differs from animal desire in that it is at root insatiable. Human desire is insatiable. Animal desire can be satisfied. Man is characterized by a hunger for the infinite, for an eternity of life, love, and joy, which, whether he knows it or not, can be nothing other than God. Animals can't know God, therefore they cannot desire the infinite like humans can. Assuming that God exists, it would follow that God is man's true end, for the appetite of a living organism shows its function. The stomach hungers for food because its function is to digest food. As physical taste and hunger may often be mistaken as to their true object, desiring nothing but caviar instead of a balanced diet, man is often mistaken as to the goal of his life, desiring wealth, power, or physical pleasure instead of God. What is real appetite continues to be God, for which these lesser goals are always unsatisfactory substitutes. Those who set their hearts on finite goals are always discontented. Finite goals such as wealth, power, physical pleasure are always discontented. They must always have more and more and more of what they desire, and failing this are frustrated and miserable. Profound content is only enjoyed by animals and primitives, in whom infinite hunger has not been awakened. Animals and, he says, primitives have not been awakened by infinite hunger, and thus their desires are finite and they're happy. Thus it is that, known or unknown, God is the ultimate object of human desire, whether that desire is highly spiritual or grossly sensual. Meet Alan Watts. Alan Watts was introduced to me by one of the best podcasters I've ever had the pleasure of listening to, named Stephen West. You listen to podcasts, go check out Stephen West's Philosophize This. He does the most amazing, simple, easy to understand philosophy podcast that I know of. Now, he's never done a podcast on Alan Watts. He's not even close to that yet. But I follow him on Twitter, and I was introduced to Alan Watts by Stephen West through Twitter because he says he really likes Alan Watts. Now, Alan Watts died in the 60s. Maybe died in the 70s, I don't remember. He's this guy who basically was credited with one of being a few who introduced Western people to Eastern philosophies. Sort of melded the two in the 60s. Anyway. I've done other videos about desire and from Thoreau's perspective and through Emerson's perspective. And they all basically the same thing. And I think we all kind of know, and we get on a surface level, that happiness is never found in finite things. Watts says that the ultimate object of human desire is God, in whatever form we find our God to be in. In Christians, it's through Christ. For the Muslim, it's through Muhammad and through Allah. Through the atheist, perhaps it's through nature, and understanding the connectedness of everything, and spending less time chasing after things that are finite over and over and over and over again. And start to reach out towards that which is infinite and somehow connecting with it. Those who set their hearts on finite goals will always be discontented. And that our human desires are insatiable. And that's what makes us constantly unhappy. Human condition is a complex thing, isn't it, people? When you step away from work, children, family, and cars, and technology long enough to think about this stuff, be truly fantastic, mind-blowing, entertaining in and of itself. Alan Watts' son preserved this guy's talks in videos on his website, but if you just Google Alan Watts on YouTube, or just search YouTube it, you will find a ton of his talks. And if you listen to any of them, you will flat out be blown away, man. I can't understand most of the stuff he's talking about, but it's kind of like watching Bama Piper, man. Once you start listening or watching, you just like, you can't stop watching, man. Shout out to my friend Eric. Check out Alan Watts. Check out Stephen West's podcast, Philosophize This. If you're into this stuff at all, I think you will not be disappointed. It's cool stuff, man. Smoke a lamp out.